All right, so for backing, I'm gonna start teaching my horse to back along a rail because that's gonna give them a barrier on one side to encourage them to stay straight. So I only have to worry about blocking this one side. Emmett, he understands how to back up, how to move off my hands. So when you're first teaching a horse, you just wanna teach them, there he rocked back, he gets the release. It's always training that initial response so that you develop a willing partner. Now, because I know where Emmett's at training-wise, I am going to ask him to back this whole rail, and it's gonna be a series of push and release based on his softness. What my goal is here is to get him to lift his back and drop his head and stay soft in my hands, because he'll sometimes tense up his back and get kind of tense through his shoulders. Now when I back, I'm gonna close my calves, but it's hard to explain because you don't want to get too tight in your hips area because you want them to have that freedom to move their shoulders back like that. Now I might bring my hands kind of wide because that will encourage him to soften up. But ideally I want him to get that response with my hands together. Okay, so we're gonna start here. I'm gonna ask for that back up. We're a little sticky. There's soft, release, release, resistance, good, good. Starting to veer off the rail a little bit, good. Good. And you can see we've got him licking his lips. So that, to me, is a sign, okay, the light bulbs are going off. He's understanding what I want him to do. And I never back the same number of steps, unless I'm doing a long, like I'll back that rail quite a bit. But there, we had 4 good steps, release. Or I might just do 1 or 2 steps. Just kind of depends on what response I'm getting out of him. Now once you have your horse backing down the rail pretty willingly, then you're going to start backing in circles or backing in an arc. And I've done this for about a week with Emmett. So I'm going to back a circle around with his nose out to the right. So I've got my right leg pushing his hip to the left. Now I'm not forcing him to go fast at all. I'm just kind of, as long as he stays soft. There, he's a little resistant to turn here. Want him to move that hip around. So I'm gonna tap him with my foot a little bit. There we go. And now let's try and get a little bit more of those hips over. And I don't want to do it by pulling his nose. I want it mostly to be from my foot. Okay, so to tune him up, since he's not really moving his hips over, now I'm gonna push him over in a forehand turn to make it a little bit clearer what I wanted him to do. He's moving his shoulders. There we go, good. All right, let him think about it for a second. And then we'll try again. Back, push that hip around. Good, good. I'm getting a little bit better of a response. He's like, this is hard work, man. But notice there's not much pressure on the reins, just little bits as I need to encourage him to go around. Good. Good. Now, as I walk forward, I'm going to bend him to the left a little because that's going to prepare me for my left bend. Whoa. So we're going to try a little arc this way. I think this is his better way. He has one way that he's more willing. But they're right-handed and left-handed just like we are. All right, he's resisting off my foot, so I'm going to reinforce that. Push the hip around. There we go. Then we'll try it in the back now. That's better. And then, good. There, he moved his hip over pretty easily. Good. And then as he gets more comfortable with that, we'll increase the level of difficulty by making smaller circles and doing back figure eights and all that good stuff.